Karen Fineman has done some homework and has a whole list of names, the good, the bad, and the ugly, if you will. What's the deal here? Why is it so important?
It's so important because if we're in a recession or heading to recession, whatever it is, you want to be with companies that have financial strength, that they can survive. Not only can they survive, but perhaps even they can be beneficial, what you're talking about, maybe take away some market share from others. So that's the first thing we look at now in this kind of environment. What does the balance sheet look like? How much cash or how much net debt do they have?
Let's talk about some names. Office Depot, the first one. What do we like, don't like here?
Office Depot's good. It's good.
Why?
Okay, they have $15 billion plus in sales. They only have $450 million in debt. That's really not a lot at all. They can withstand plenty of pain. Office Depot balance sheet, good.
Educate us a little bit. What do you consider, what's the threshold of debt to sales that you consider to be good?
It really depends on the type of business, and actually it's the operating margin. Their operating margin is narrow, but this amount of debt is really fine for them.
Same industry, though. Office Max, lots of debt, relatively speaking. You don't like this so much.
Not as good. Look what happened. $9 billion of revenue, $1.7 billion of debt. That ratio is not nearly as good. Not as good.
Thoughts on being long Office Depot on this particular...
Debt is murder for retailers, particularly in the office space. Avoid anything that's all levered up in the office retail space. K-Fine is on it.
Let's move it along. MDC Holdings. What are these folks?
Home builders.
We're home builders
super
now.
important.
God help us. All right.
All
MDC Holdings, $270 million, $2.5 billion. Good, not good?
Good.
All right.
Very good.
Okay.
Clean. That $270 million, that's really not a lot. They've got a big book of business. They don't have any off-balance sheet debt. Good. Clean.
Lennar, to you.
Not so good.
Less good.
More debt, less revenue. And the other thing, they actually have more revenue, but more debt and off-balance sheet debt, I don't even know what it's worth.
Understood. Over here.
Lennar is wacky. They're due to report tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. They actually pay a 5% dividend. Huge short interest. It was up big today on big volume. Something wacky is going to happen in Lennar tomorrow, and Karen's probably right. Short interest is still there, so be careful, but you probably sell the stock on a rally.
And then finally, again, on the retail front, but this is a little bit of a mishmash now, American Eagle.
Mishmash, it's just a girl going around looking for cash.
All right,
that's all I'm doing.
My kind of girl.
You know, that's what I do. I go around looking for cash. American Eagle.
How you doing?
Lots of cash.
All right.
$650 million. Zero debt. Good. That's good.
No debt at all.
None.
So
that's the kind of,
yeah, that's the kind of lady you are.
Right.
Now let's discuss this in brief. The names that you identified as good are those names that you yourself either own or are looking to own.
I do own Office Depot. I do own American Eagle. I do not own MDC. I was short Lennar. I have now covered.
Have you taken them? Thank you for that. Is he disclosing?
She works with you.
Discloses as we go. The whole.
She's a value
as do
girl.
you.
I try.
You do. Have you seen the balance sheet at MBIA? Speaking of the bond insurers.
MBI's balance, do they have one?
No, have you seen it?